Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new video for you all today. So it's going to be loot from 10 hours of Castle Wars today. The goal is to capture the flag and score as many times as possible. Also kill a lot of people, probably the other team, of course, and maybe some people on my team will also be trying to score, so I'll defend them. The setup for this one's going to be Ice Barrage, Blood Barrage, along with the Missouri and the Zamrock Godsword. You also can't forget about your Castle Wars bracelets. I forgot about them the first game, but then I quickly learned how important they are, so don't forget about that. Checking out the reward shop here, looks like you can get the halos of all the gods for 75 tickets, and then the decorative magic set, which looks like that's 90 tickets. That's definitely be a really nice fashion scape. And then you have the hood, the cloak, you know, those are basic, 10 tickets for that, 100 for the banners, and then all these decorative armor pieces ranging from gold being the most expensive down to white, and then down to red, or purple, whatever color that is. So tons of rewards. I've not done this minigame in 5 years, so let's just try it out and have some fun. I have heard some pretty disturbing things about the state of Castle Wars these days, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. So far so bad. You know, we entered the game a little too late here. 25 minutes until the next game starts, and they turned me into a sheep. But on the other hand, before the game begins, this video is brought to you by Star Trek Fleet Command. Star Trek Fleet Command is celebrating its 5th year of exploration, and the thing that I love most about this game is that it really shows how amazing and vast space is. And now you too can explore and experience every part of it by playing Star Trek Fleet Command today. This game is a 4X MMO available to play on your computer or your cell phone. And as a star-based commander on the edge of civilized space, you have the power to recruit iconic characters. Imagine having Kirk, Spock, Michael Burnham, and more as part of your crew. Build mighty ships that will leave a lasting mark on the galaxy. Command the USS Enterprise, the Romulan Warbird, and the Klingon Bird of Prey. Your fleet strength is only limited by your imagination. So what are you waiting for? Join millions of players in this vast universe, forge alliances, defeat your enemies, conquer territories, choose your faction, and embark on intergalactic missions. The Star Trek universe is yours to explore. Choose your own path and uncover mysteries that only you can solve. Boldly go where no one has gone before and shape the destiny of your fleet and crew. And you know what the best part is? Star Trek Fleet Command is free to play. Every month, new events and content are added to the game, ensuring that your journey through the Star Trek universe is always fresh and exciting. Install Star Trek Fleet Command for free now and enter the promo code WARPSPEED to unlock 10 epic shards of Kirk, enhancing your command instantly. Use the links in the description below or scan my QR code to get started, and a happy 5 years to Star Trek Fleet Command. I'll see you in space. Alright, well, let the game begin. So, I start off my Castle Wars game by grabbing 1 potion and then the rest of my inventory full of bandages. Then I quickly get rid of 3 of them for explosives, and I also grab 1 barricade. At this point, since I have good gear and pretty strong defense, I make my way to the other team's castle in hopes of grabbing their flag, and of course, while you're making your way here, you're gonna have to deal with all sorts of people trying to kill you, obstacles that they put in your way, such as these barricades, and when you try to explode them, they set them on fire, so they, you know, you can't explode them anymore, so it's very stressful to just get past them alone. And not to mention, while you're dealing with all those barricades, you're getting attacked by all sorts of people. So, you know, obtaining this flag all the way at the other castle and then making your way back to your castle can be extremely difficult depending on how active the game is and who you're going up against. But remember, even though I just died there, I have a teammate right underneath me who's ready to grab the flag and start his journey back too. So it's definitely a team effort. It's very hard to just kind of go lone wolf here. I really just wanted to score once because it had been so many years since I've played this, and I just wanted to know that I could still pull it off, even though the other team was really good at this point. Most of the time I feel like Zamrock always wins, but sometimes Sarah really has a lot going for them. And this was just one of those occasions. So this whole game I was trying to score, trying to prevent the other team to score as well. Some of these guys are just incredibly talented when they place down a barricade and make it so that you can almost never get past them. But it really only takes one opening, you know? Hopefully a lot of the team gets distracted by other players, and then when they're distracted, I head on in and I grab their flag and I do my very best to get back to my base and score for my team. And as you can see, if you do score, we have the rewards posted on screen here, then you definitely have more odds of receiving more Castle Wars tickets. Here I'm about to die, so I quickly call out to my team member, and he grabbed that flag as soon soon as I dropped it, and he got the point. So that was actually a really cool moment. I don't know, I was really proud of that one. As you can see, Zamorak Godsword special attack works very well here. It's like a guaranteed ice barrage, so it can slow the person down who's holding the flag, and alongside this, bringing ice barrage and also placing barricades in front of them as they run will slow them down. So it's really all about strategy. It's just like capture the flag. Unfortunately, in this game, we did tie. It was 4-4. It was a really well-played game by both teams, and that's exactly what you want to see for Castle Wars. That lobby is pretty full, and yeah, in general, I think the only downside about that game is I forgot to wear my Castle Wars bracelet, which you always want to put on when you're about to enter the game, and then once the game starts, feel free to drop it and equip your Barrows gloves. And big shout out to the person there, Barbarians, for telling me all that. And you also deal 20% more damage versus the flag holder if you have that bracelet equipped at the start of the game, so very important to use that. Don't forget about it like I did. Another weapon that is really good here would be the Venator bow. I would see constant 400 XP drops while I'm attacking the other team with that because the arrows just fire in all directions, so it's a beautiful weapon to bring here alongside magic. And now just a little bit about the controversy regarding Castle Wars these days. So according to my source here in Castle Wars, there's a guy who runs a clan called Dismantle, and he's been rigging Castle Wars games for the last 10 years. Now, I'm not going to sit here and, make a speech about this. I will just include it for the insight. And of course, as you just saw on the screen, Crumb already covered this in a very detailed video, as well as one other guy who I've never watched before. So yeah, I mean, if you want to know more about the whole rigging of Castle Wars games, then feel free to check out those two videos. I will leave them in the bottom of the description below. To summarize it to the best of my ability within 30 seconds, I would just say that basically what happens is the clan that runs it, they're all really good at Castle Wars, and so when they all join the Zammy team, essentially they'll put a bunch of alts on the Saradomin team who do nothing. So you're basically making your own competition. I mean, that's the easiest way I can label it. If I'm completely wrong, then maybe someone can clarify below. But yeah, I mean, the guy's username is Snipe. I really have never talked to him. I've actually never seen him type. I don't know if he's muted or if he's just, shy, but if he ever wants to do an interview and explain his fascination with Castle Wars for the last decade, I would definitely be interested in hearing his thoughts, and definitely really curious as to why he's, still rigging it to this day. I mean, I would say, like, I've spent the last 2 weeks here, and no doubt about it, he's logged in every single day, whether he's bank standing with his friends or if he's just actively playing the game. So of course, naturally, I just try to get on his team, right? That way you get a guaranteed victory. But other than that, I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. Not many people really go up against his team because it's just, there's too many numbers and there's too much competition with it. It's really hard to just kind of run in here and face all those odds and still have a fair chance at winning. Why he does it, I don't know, but it's kind of the current state of Castle Wars. It's almost like every game where him and his team isn't logged on will be a fair match, and every time his team is logged in, try your very best to be in that same team. That's kind of what I was doing. And as I'm actually doing this voiceover right now, it's November 27th, 6 p.m. right now. I'm actually AFKing on 2 accounts at Castle Wars, and I'm right-clicking. Let's right-click right now. Yeah, there's 7 people underneath me, so a lot of people just kind of AFK Castle Wars these days. It does happen on both teams, and it's just a really good way to get tickets passively. You don't have to put in any effort, and it just really does add up. I did it for 10 hours yesterday just AFKing, and I got 50 tickets, so that's not too bad at all. And seeing as it takes over 5,000 tickets to purchase every single item in the Castle Wars store, whether you want it for a collection log or just the Fashionscape, that's a ton of hours. So it's really up to you if you want to play this game competitively and have a lot of fun while doing so, even though the odds might be against you in a few games here and there. It's not like this clan runs 24 hours a day, I can assure you guys of that. And when they're not online, you can definitely have a pretty good competitive game. Sometimes a few of them are online, so it makes it a little bit more challenging, but if enough people were to come and just have fun on their own here, I think you could really go up against this clan. No problem. I even saw one guy who was really upset about the state of Castle Castle Wars. I wish I remembered his username, but he came in here with a bulwark and he just destroyed the other team, insulting all his way through. So that was kind of a funny moment. As you can see, when you're doing Castle Wars, I was playing on a second account, watching a little bit of YouTube. Shout out to Vegas Matt, and just having a great time. I mean, I really enjoyed doing this video. I would say 8 hours of this video was active competitive playing, and then the other 2 hours were just AFKing because it was so dead. There was just no point. You know, at one point I think I got like 7 points for my team and the other team had 0. So it was a little bit of both. I got to experience both AFKing methods and of course competitively playing. And then after I finished this video, I spent the next 4 days AFKing because, like I said, I just really want to get a lot of tickets. And although I know that AFKing certainly doesn't help the game, it's just how it's been for so long. And until Jagex decides to make a huge change to Castle Wars, which I honestly don't think they'll ever do, this is kind of how it's gonna stay. You know, and if at the end of the day you and your clan want to, you know, use a private world and do your own games, there's always that option. You don't have to come to World 334 to play it like this if you don't want to. Only other thing I can say about Castle Wars is I wish the reward shop had a little bit more potential. You know, you look at what you can get from doing Soul Wars, and it's just incredible. The spoils of war, the opportunity to get a pet, and just to profit. But here, all you get is decorative armor. And yes, it is very fashionable, and I really love it. It's actually my favorite thing to wear now. But you don't really get anything else. So maybe if Jagex implemented some better rewards here and made some rules and made it a lot more stricter on how these games are played, maybe Castle Wars would be revived. But honestly, I've been playing on and off since I was 8 years old at Castle Wars. I remember this is always where I went to have fun when I had a little bit of GP in the bank. And to see that it's still active today, not of course in the way it used to be, but it's still played by certain people, especially on weekends. You know, daytime is pretty big. Makes me smile. You know, as rigged as it might be, I still had a lot of fun doing it. But I do want to say one of my better traits is I always try to put myself in someone else's shoes, and I can definitely understand how someone who doesn't have a clan, you know, related to Castle Wars and just loves playing it competitively on their own can get really demotivated by going up against the team that, you know, helps rig the game. So I can 100% understand how frustrating and upsetting it is for those players. And unfortunately, I can't really help in any way other than making this video and just showing that it is still a problem in 2023, soon to be 2024. And if it's been going on for over a decade, then is it really ever going to slow down anytime soon? It's up to Jagex, not me. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, guys. But it's not the end of the world. It's just a mini game that could be better. And for now, it's just, it's okay for me. I mean, look at this game. Here I am scoring 10 points. So it's not always rigged. Actually, I think I was on the team that rigged it. But okay, never mind, you know. But let me ask you this. What do you guys think about Castle Wars, the current state of it, the rigging of it? Let me know in the comments section below. Give me your honest opinion. Do you think it'll ever be fixed? Do you want it to be fixed? Do you want better rewards here? More of a purpose to come and play this game? You give me your feedback in the comments section below, and we'll see how the community feels about the current state of Castle Wars, and we'll go from there. You know, start a petition. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. And I will say, if this video really wasn't the best as it goes for covering the rigging of Castle Wars, other than of course just showing the scores, feel free to come down today to World 334 Castle Wars, preferably daytime EST, and you will see it in action. There's no better way to see what I'm talking about than to actually witness it for yourself. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I acquired 57 tickets by playing Castle Wars properly in 10 hours time. Well, 8 hours and 2 hours AFK. So we're going to go ahead and purchase my favorite fashionscape, this decorative armor. This is the decorative magic hat. I was able to purchase that for 20 tickets and the robe bottom for 30. I actually had no tickets left, so I went ahead and did about 6 more hours and I got the robe top. So now my fashionscape is complete, and ever since I acquired this, I really have just been AFKing. I really do hope Castle Wars gets more people playing it. I did enjoy it for the most part. Maybe one day all of the problems will be fixed in Castle Wars, but for now the only solution I can think of is that there has to be another clan to form in order to take down the clan that pulls the strings at Castle Wars. I don't know if anyone out there has the time to invest into that, but that's really the only solution I can come up with. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time today. Let me know your thoughts on Castle Wars in 2023 in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Mr. No Sleep, out. And a big thank you to all the channel members, with a special shout out to DeceptionZ, xXzoticx, Angelzblood, and of course, Necrofear. Thank you guys.